Good morning, guys. This is Rusty 78609 on Park Road 4, speeding along at 30 miles per hour. Temperature 55, probably top up degrees because it's a little cool. And the time right now is 9:04 a.m. Central Standard Time. And in March, we turn the clocks forward 1 hour. Isn't that wonderful? But anyway, what do we got on the agenda today, guys? Oh, I'm just rolling around. I got to go get some propane, check the mail, do some other stuff, drop some stuff off at the disabled vets, and what else? About it. Anyway, we're going to talk about two things this morning. The first thing we're going to touch on is entertainment or entertainment systems while you're out RVing, camping, or whatever you're doing outdoors. And then the second thing I'll touch on is about getting older and, how it affects certain people in certain ways. But anyway, first off, entertainment systems RVing. That's almost like a negative, you know what I mean? You're trying to hook up a negative with a positive. Ain't going to work. But, a lot of people do like to have their home entertainment on the road. Me, I'm not real excited about it. In fact, at home, I rarely watch TV. I do watch YouTube occasionally, and I do stream Pandora radio. I do that for my entertainment. Now, that's me. Now, other people have different things they want to do. They want to watch football, NASCAR, keep up with basketball, whatever. And that's their thing, but it ain't mine, fortunately. Remember a guy many years ago who I thought was a brilliant individual. I was talking to him in his home, which was like a palace, and he was fixing to head over to Europe for a little tour, a little trip, and we were talking about just a variety of things, and he said, son, he said, one of the things, if I could give you a piece of advice, he said, don't get hooked on sports. He said, that's a waste of time. But anyway, that's just what he said, but it went to my heart, and anyway, it did have some impact. But having said that, entertainment systems, I got that deal. I did a sort of a review on yesterday. I'll do more. I'll do it again when I get out camping. The King portable TV HD antenna that you just kind of set out and it finds the channel. It'll run on 12 volt or 110. You could use it in a home very easily and then use it on the road. So it's got a dual purpose function. Does it work any better than other antennas? I don't know. I've never tried portable antennas at all, but it seemed to be okay. The price on it is Amazon's about $95, so if it's something you think you might use, check it out. As far as Dish Network, DirecTV, and any of that crap, I wouldn't have it. They couldn't pay me $50 a month to have it. That's just me. So, but if you want a lot of entertainment and stuff like that on the road, of course, you're going to have a solar system to support it and all that kind of stuff, which is, goes without saying. But for me, I don't know, sometimes when I'm out camping, I don't do anything. I don't even stream Pandora. I just don't feel like. I always ask myself this question when I'm listening to Pandora or watching a YouTube movie or whatever. I ask myself, is this adding anything to my life? Is this adding any ingredient that makes my life better? If I can't answer it, I turn it off. If I answer it in the positive, then I continue with whatever it is. And most of the time, if I'm watching a documentary on YouTube and I'm learning something that's new or interesting, then I leave it on. And with Pandora streaming music, sometimes I'll be sitting there and be quiet. I live in a quiet area. I mean, it's quieter there than most any place I go camping. So sometimes I'll say, it's not adding anything, so I turn it off. Does the Google Home device add anything really? It's convenient. It just adds a little convenience, and I'm getting used to it now. And so those little devices come in handy, I guess, or useful in some ways. But other people want to have that music. Like, I don't even play the radio in my vehicle. You know what I mean? Rarely. Sometimes if I'm on a long trip, I'll listen to serious radio music. I don't pay for it. It's free with my truck. And as long as it's free, I'll use it. And whenever they start charging me a fee, it's gone. Into that. But anyway. So, moving to topic number 2 now. It just so happened this morning I was looking at YouTube News, and one of the interviewers was talking with this old ex-sheriff out in Arizona named Joe Arpaio. I mean, he's a real controversial figure, apparently. He's not controversial to me. I like him, and I respect what he's done, but that's just my opinion. I'll probably get some feedback on that, but that's okay. I can deal with it. But anyway, he's no longer sheriff. Of course, Obama and his group went after him real hard, trying to destroy him, basically, and it didn't work. Because Trump pardoned him. Well, it was a misdemeanor he was charged with. What it is, he just was charged with contempt of court. It wasn't anything horrible, but be that as it may, guess what he's doing now? He's 85. Okay, I'm 72. I'm the same age as our president, Trump. Okay, I'm 72. He's 72. How interesting. Means I could have been president? No. The only thing I missed was being a billionaire. But Arpaio is going to run for the U.S. Senate. Ha! You hear me? 85 years old, and he's running for public office. And during the interview, I had noticed how sharp his mind is still. I mean, because the interviewer was trying to bait him with some questions, and of course he's been interviewed so many times and taken such a beating by the talking heads that, he's kind of on guard. But he did an excellent job of fending off this idiot interviewer, and I hate that when they go into the quote attack mode, attacking a person's life. Here's a guy that spent 60 years in public service, and they're going to criticize him, and what have they done? They've sat there and been a talking head criticizing people for 10 years or 5 years or 1 year. Anyway, moving right along, this is Park Road 4 in Central Texas, USA. It's a nice day. I went walking. I've done that already. I'm going around to go get some propane, because if you take your propane tank, I've got a 10-gallon tank, or 20-pound, it's a 5-gallon tank. I have a 20-pound tank for my RV, my 16-foot Coachman Clipper Cadet RV that I live in full-time. I have one tank mounted on the front, and I have a spare, and I'm taking the spare tank to get it refilled so that when the other one runs out, I'll have some readily available. Costs about $12 or $13 to fill it up. Anyway, but whenever you take, if you do, I could take it to Walmart and exchange it, or to the grocery store and exchange it, because it's that size tank, and they'll do that. But they only fill those exchangeable tanks to about 75%, I'm told. The reason they do that, of course, is heat expands, and it just makes them safer to handle when they're not completely full. So therefore, when you get one from a retailer, they're just not completely full. And I don't think they completely fill them up I guess they do at the propane place, because I go to one over here that's family owned. Seems like they're pretty honest. So that's just a little heads up on the propane stuff. And then I'm going to go buy, I've got a 32-inch TV, Roku TV, that I'm going to donate to the disabled vets in Kingsland, along with a sound system and a radio and some other stuff that I don't need or don't have a place for. And that's that. So don't I have a busy day? There's something about being retired that's kind of fun. But I have to say this. I am busy. I am busy all day long. I mean, I'll look at, I don't have a watch, but I'll ask Google what time it is, and I'll be surprised that the day is nearly gone. And it wasn't that long ago, that many years ago, that I was sitting there like a little bird in a nest, looking out the window, wondering what I was going to do. But with you doing YouTube videos and planning my camping now, I got something to do. And isn't that nice? We're coming. This is Highway 29, goes east and west in Central Texas. And we're going towards Buckhannon Dam to get me some propane. There's a little propane place there, and I've done business with them for a long time. And that's one of the things about traveling is you get out of your element. You don't know where places like that are. Of course, with the Google phone, or the Google deal on the phone now, you can just hold the home key down and ask, where's the nearest place to get propane, and boom, there it is. So there's something to be said about that for sure. And they'll even give you the phone number so you can call them and check it out. But I'm rambling on here because it is a nice day, and they got a little highway destruction here. My son works for a company that does road building in Texas, one of the largest. Well, it's actually one of the largest construction companies in Texas, called Hunter Industries, and he's their safety and environmental man, and does quite well. He enjoys it. He travels a lot. He's on the road every day, going from site to site to site to site. And at one time, he told me they had 85 jobs going at the same time, all over Texas. But he likes it. He drove a truck for a while, so he got used to that free lifestyle. He didn't like the regimentation of driving the truck, because even though it appeared you had a little freedom, you don't. Oh, by the way, this is the time of the year they drain Inks Lake to let people work on their boat docks, and then they'll fill it back up out of Lake Buchanan. This is a little unincorporated community we're coming into, but it won't be long. Out there at the RTR, got Elmer's report this morning, which was good. I do not plan to ever go back to the RTR, because it's not for me. It's for people that are in vans and stuff, and I'm not interested. My camping way is totally different, and I don't live out there full time, nor do I plan to. But I'll go a few months at a time. We'll see how it works out. Got my dark chocolate almonds and my green tea, and life ain't too bad. Variety is the spice of life, and I believe that's fairly true. I like a little variety. Even when I'm at my home base, I try to find things to do that are a little different. I used to travel more in my Prius, around this area, and the reason I did was, getting 55 miles a gallon makes a little difference. But it's not the gasoline that price bothers me so much. It's just that I've been to these places so many times, they've kind of lost their interest, or the newness, so to speak. But on the right, you may see part of it in a second, is Lake Buchanan, 22,000 acres of freshwater lake. 22,000 acres, a lot. It's not real deep, though. I think probably the deepest point's about up by the dam. It's probably about 60 feet, maybe. And then out across the 22,000 acres, it probably averages about 12 to 15 feet. Maybe a little more than that, but not much. I lived over in this area for many years. It's kind of like coming into an old hometown. And it hadn't changed much at all. Those old storage buildings on the left, the little motel on the left, the post office was right here on the right. And nothing's changed in 22 years. It's like it got locked in a time warp. That little RV park's been there all those years. But I'm heading to get some propane, do a little rat killing today. They got a Mexican restaurant over in Llano called Rosita's. And if you're going to have a Mexican restaurant, Rosita's is the name, isn't it? Is that a good name for a Mexican restaurant? Rosita. Ay! Arriba, arriba. You remember, what was that guy, the Yosemite Sam? Remember him? Him and Bugs Bunny. Oh, golly. Yosemite Sam. And remember the Fox and the Roadrunner cartoons? Yeah, those were really pretty good stuff. At least I thought so. And I also liked Bullwinkle, or whatever they called it, and the flying squirrel, or whatever his name was. Yeah, they had some pretty good stuff there. The one you got to watch, though, Rocky and Bullwinkle, I think was it, is the one they did about this university called Wasamatta U. Boy, there is more truth in that than fiction, I promise you. If you can find it on YouTube, watch it. It's Wazza, W-U-Z-Z-A, Matta, M-A-T-T-A-U. Wasamatta U. And that was the name of the university, Wasamatta U. Is that crazy? Oh, but that was so funny and true. This university wanted a winning football team, and they were willing to do anything to get it. That has never happened before, has it? My God, they make sports at colleges the biggest event in the world. They got a stadium at the University of Texas is huge. But all they did, they just have a big television in the end zones, so you can sit in the stands. You can't see the players on the field, but you can watch the football game by sitting there and watching these huge TVs. Now, is that an exercise in lunacy? I mean, don't watch it at home. No, Naren. Go fight your way to a stadium, spend $150 for a ticket. Never mind. That's different strokes for different folks, right? Right. Here we are at 4T propane. Propane. No, that's not it. It's cocaine. Remember that song? Propane. Anyway, they're good folks, as far as I know. I try to get up as close to this thing as, well, not too bad anymore, because it's a 10-pound cylinder now, or 10-gallon cylinder now. It only weighs 20 pounds or whatever. But anyway, guys, from 4T Propane in Buchanan Dam, Texas, this is Rusty78609 saying thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything your little heart desires. But use the link in the description to Amazon products, because I am an Amazon affiliate and I get a little commission, and doesn't cost you one dime. So if it isn't too much inconvenience and you think of it, use the Amazon link. What else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day will not hurt you. It will help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it will help you lose weight if that's what you're into. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deep, hold it for a few seconds, and breathe out through your mouth or whatever. It relieves stress. Relieving stress lowers your blood pressure, and that is good for you, so remember to do it. What else? Stretch, walk. I've done my stretching and walking, and now I'm here getting me some profane. Anyway, guys, enjoy your life, enjoy your day. Enjoy your life one day at a time, and stand guard at the door of your mind.